Hello everyone, how are you? Here they know what happened in Brea, Season 2, Episode 4. A fog engulfs the area, making it hard for people to see. Ty gets separated from the group in the fog. He was out about gathering firewood when the fog hit. He meets up with an old colleague of his. And his colleague says he was sucked down the sinkhole as well. He's with a small group of survivors. They've just been exploring the land. He saw the fires and stuff, heard voices. They would come to see the other survivors. So Ty decides to help his friend find his other group of survivors. So Ty thinks that if your group, my group work together, we might actually have a chance of surviving down here. Well, kind of find out Ty was seeing things. He was having an hallucination. Because he's talking to the guy by a lake, and Pablo, the woman he loves, the leader of the tribe that took the food last episode, she walks up and she sees Ty talking to himself. And he says, no, my friend's right here. She says, there's no one there, Ty. So Ty says, great, that's my sickness. Because remember in Season 1, he had some kind of illness that was killing him. But when he landed there, he was feeling better and stuff. So he thought the sickness was gone. But apparently it's come back. And it's come back worse than ever. So he says, I don't know how much longer I have left. And he says, I want to spend as much time I can with you. Get to know you more. So they kiss and embrace. She takes him back to her camp. Hoping there's ways to cure him. And he's like, there's no way to cure me. She says, well, no, but you're now like 10,000 years in the past. Maybe there is a way. The other survivors are attacked by her tribe. And by the way, she doesn't know that her other tribe members are attacking these people, by the way. They're attacked them because Lucas, Scott, and Veronica stole the food last week. So they attack the tribe, but Sam and Eve come up with a plan. They make dummies made out of straw and wood and that. So when the tribe guys attack and throw spears at the dummies and stuff, Sam, Eve, Levi, everybody surrounds them with wooden spears, guns, baseball bats, whatever the heck they can find their hands on to fight back. Then suddenly, out of the fog, the wolves attack. The guy that was leading the attack, which you can't find out is Pablo, second in command. He gets attacked by the wolves. They tear a huge chunk out of his leg. Eve saves him, but she almost gets killed by a wolf, and Levi saves her by throwing a wooden spear, killing the wolf. As this going on, Gavin had followed Scott out into the woods in the fog, and he's shown talking to Albridge. So Gavin confronts Albridge. She dangles the carrot over his head that I know how to get your son back from 1988. And the doctor's daughter, Roddy. Scott's been helping me and all this. So Scott confesses that he's been helping Albridge and stuff like that. They show Gavin the key card that Scott had found last week in the tribe's headquarters of Elias's quarters. And Albridge says there's a room in the tower that's powered up by these rocks that the exiles are making people dig up. It's some kind of power source, but she don't know how to get into that room, so she's hoping this key card can open the room. But instead of Gavin going off with her and Scott, he forces her back to camp. When they get back to camp, the wolves are attacking, by the way. So, Albridge saves Gavin from a wolf attack, and the wolf tears a huge chunk out of her body. And she basically dies of the wound. But before she dies, she tells Gavin that his mother is alive, but she's stuck in 1988. Apparently, she went through that portal or something like that. She doesn't say about his father. We don't know if his father's still alive, or if he's down there, or he's up above, or he's stuck in the past too. Or maybe he's dead. We don't know. But he now knows his mother's alive. She's back in 1988. And Albridge tells him about be warned. Something happened. And your mother, if she can find a way back, she's going to come back with a vengeance. We don't know what that means yet. And then she dies. The survivors are separated. They have to work with the tribe people to fight off the wolves. Sam, Izzy, Lucas, Veronica, and Lily are stuck in a bus, and the wolves are trying to get through by digging their way into it from up above. which is technically the bus upside down, so it's below the bus, but you know what I mean, and through the windows. Veronica starts having a panic attack because she's having flashbacks of when the wolves attacked back in season 1 and they killed her father. Remember, they tore his arm off and dragged him away in the woods to finish him off. So she's having a panic attack. Lily calms her down. Veronica confesses, thinking that they're going to die, that I had selected you. She said, my father wanted me to pick which kid to kidnap. Now, I selected you out of the group of people that was outside the church that day. Lily forgives her. She says, you're more like a sister to me than I ever thought you would be. You may not be my biological sister, but you're my sister. So, Gavin and Scott come up with a plan to save the people on the bus, which is, Gavin has one of those rocks that apparently if you throw in the fire, it makes a big explosion. So, Eve fastens it to a bow and arrow, and Levi's there. Scott tries to take off to save his own ass, and Gavin, he says, no, you ass ain't going nowhere, you're helping us. She fires the arrow and the rock into the fire, a big explosion happens, the wolves take off. So everybody survives, except for Albridge. And then the tribes decide to work together instead of being against each other. And then basically that's all that happened on that side. Now, in 1988, Josh, Riley, and Franklin is doing research for the sinkhole that's going to open up in the city and in the water and destroy half the ocean, destroy half the city. Possibly it's going to be a massive sinkhole. And they decide to go talk to this professor in Clark that's at a university that studies sinkholes. But Franklin, for some reason, don't like her. And you kind of find out why when Riley and Josh are talking to her, that she don't believe in Franklin's work. The Professor Clark doesn't. And they usually, apparently, they butt heads. Riley at first tells her that, hey, we're from 10,000 years ago, be in Los Angeles, back when like the mammoths, the tar pits, saber-tooth tigers, all that are alive. At first, the professor says, yeah, those pictures are photoshopped, blah, blah, blah. But then, the end of the episode, when they meet up with her again, she confesses she believes them. She just said that because at first she didn't know what was going on, who they were. Then Gavin and Clark realized they had the same last name. And then you kind of find out that Professor Clark is Gavin's mother that's stuck in 1988. So now she knows that Josh is her grandson. She's going to help him get back. But Josh, of course, doesn't know that she has an agenda why she wants to go back. Then it goes back to the other group, and Gavin and Sam are talking. And Gavin tells Sam there's a way to get your daughter and my son back from 1988. So they come up with a plan. They're going to attack the Exiles camp, where they have those people forced to dig up those rocks in the mine. They're going to take the shipment of rocks as due to go to the building made out of a tower made out of glass. And they're going to disguise themselves as exiles, stuff like that. And that's how it ends. I don't think that plan's going to work all the way through. I've just got a bad feeling that it's not going to work. That's it for the episode, folks. Let me know below what you thought of this episode. Have you seen it? I personally loved how the wolves looked. CGI, computer generated. The only thing I didn't like was this wolf attack, only one person died. Whereas last season, a couple people died. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of wolves. They could have killed more than just one person, but that was the only downfall I had. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.